All right. Hello, everyone. Um, my name is Gideon. Welcome to another episode on my channel. This one is titled The Solution because that's what you get asked a lot when you complain about things. You know, people ask about the solution, and I get that. Although one of the fundamental things about anarchism or freedom is that the solution isn't going to be presented by one individual. This is the thinking that we need to get out of, that there should be someone on top, at the front, running things for everyone. That's the key difference. Of course, you need to be running things, but you need to be running your own life, not everybody else's life, which is what any system of collectivism requires, is that we all think we have a stake in everybody's life and behavior. The solution has less to do with doing something than it has to do with ceasing to do things. It requires a lot. It requires the challenging of all of our belief systems, which is easy to say, but it's like one of the bloody hardest things to do. And the most important thing to let go in this day and age is this urge to want to control people, other people. Because we all sink to the level of the controllers by doing that. It should be easy to let go of this urge to control because there is no such thing as external authority. External authority is an illusion. To cut a long story short, what we need to let go of, which is the solution to, I would say, 99% of the suffering in the world. And I know this sounds like grand, but again, I just think about it. You cannot make an argument for another human being having control over your life, over your thoughts, and over your actions. It's a logical concept that follows from being an alive individual. There is no external authority over that. Because external authority is an illusion, it cannot achieve order. Because it doesn't exist, it cannot achieve anything. You can imagine that somebody else has the right to control you, which is what we all do on a mass scale, which is the only form of collectivism I'm against, the form of collectivism where we get together on a mass scale, shut out our own conscience, and follow the order of the day from whoever is in charge. That's the only collectivism I have a problem with. And you can imagine that it exists, external authority, but that results in exactly what we are seeing right now. Innocent people getting hurt, exploited, and degraded. External authority cannot regulate this diverse set of lives of human beings. It's absurd to assume such a thing. They have no idea who you are, what is going on inside you, what motivates you, what your fears are, what you love, what your passions are. All these things are absolutely vital for how you organize your daily life. These are the things that should motivate what you do, not what some other person thinks you should do with your time, how you should invest your money, where you should spend your energy. A lot of which you only do because you have to pay that external authority off every month. But if you think about how complex your life is and the life of the people that you know, then it should really be a natural next step to understand that collectively as a society, there's an infinite set of experiences and passions and motivations and fears and insecurities and anything that shapes a human being, that it's impossible to come up with a plan for all of them, for a way of life for all of them. The easiest way to do away with external authority is to understand that it doesn't exist, that these people that claim they have authority over you are liars. And they believe absurd things about the relationship between two human beings. I was once a believer in the system. I thought I just need to get the right person in power. I'm not trying to impose some stupid idea that I dreamt up, in a drunk night one night. It's not that. It's information that I took in over the past decade or so that was that was just not taught in school, that is just withheld from human beings. Because knowing your own value and your own sovereignty, and also your lack of control over other people, if you knew all of this, you wouldn't allow this system to exist in the way that it exists. That doesn't mean that authority as a concept, or that authority doesn't exist per se. There is a form of authority that exists, but there's only internal authority. Your conscience. It is your job to figure out right from wrong. That is literally what growing up means. It is that authority that will create order, because it creates order inside of you. So I think nobody should have a problem with the concept that any collective can only be as good as the individuals that make up that collective. And to have a good collective, you have to have good individuals. So it is really not a controversial thing to say that that's why you need to rule yourself internally. So that can then express itself also in external order. The authority that creates order inside of you, and in just simple words, it makes you sort your shit out. I swear, man, I mean, ever since I started sorting my shit out, and then you realize that really never ends. But then the question of meaning of life ends, because sorting your shit out requires a lot of work, man. A lot of thinking, a lot of meditating, and a lot of letting go. Letting go, man. Burning off useless old ideas. It's painful. But that's the job we need to do, and that will make us create internal order. As we believe external authority makes you sort your shit out. We think through draconian punishments and kidnapping people and throwing them in cages and forcing them to play along at gunpoint and extort them for their money, we think they are going to be shaped into individuals that are peaceful and nice and loving, and basically do all the things that you will only achieve if you go inside yourself. It doesn't matter if it's government or an external sky daddy you imagine to hold the authority. It's all religion, and it is meant to keep you from listening to the only authority that exists. Sorry, I'm holding this knife so threatening. got a bit carried away there right now, but that voice in your head, it's actually communicating with you. You have to do the right thing. It's as simple as that. You have to do the right thing. Doing the right thing has mostly to do with letting go of concepts, because it is not right to participate in a system that forces each individual to play along. So doing the right thing means first and foremost stopping to do that. If everybody does that, order will ensue in the world. And it is not a counter argument to say, but everybody won't do that. That's why we need this. No. You cannot force everyone that figures this shit out, and so many people do this now. It's the only reason I am able to share all of this with you, is because I finally found real teachers, people that spend their lives working out natural law. This is knowledge. If you taught this in school, none of this would it wouldn't sound weird to you. So that's why it takes a lot of unlearning of old concepts to be able to learn new ones. It's this image of our cups already being full. So to take in new information, we first need to empty our cups. The only thing we don't consider in this whole thing is that the authority sits inside of us, inside of me, inside of you, inside of every single individual. And it is also that which connects us, And it's the only thing that connects us. That connection between all of us is real. But from the moment we are born, you can also, I guess, acknowledge this, because this is just facts of life. From the moment we are born, and we are all born equally, we are all born butt naked, helpless, clueless, afraid, traumatized from exiting a human body and being in life. So we should just remind ourselves of that, and that should then also make it clear why there cannot be authority over someone else, because you were at one point as clueless as the people that you now want to control because you think you're so much smarter than them. At this moment, when we were put into this world, And from then on, all of our experiences, and some are shared experiences, of course, a lot are shared experiences, which is amazing, but we are also very individual in that we also have a gazillion experiences nobody else shares. And all of these experiences shape who we are and how we conduct ourselves, and they cannot be controlled, regulated. The EU, tearing down of borders, these are all great ideas. The sentiment that people have that are for these ideas is exactly that we are all connected. It's very real. But it's not real because some lawmaker wrote it down on paper somewhere. It's because we have an internal voice that is guiding our lives that we know everybody else has. That's why we know every other human being also has dignity that regulates where our rights end, where the of the other individuals begins, is all regulated by that voice in your head. And you know, you can call it the light, you can call it the truth, you can call it God. I have no problem with any of those words. That's what connects all of us. And no one has to write that down. It doesn't become any more real or any less real because somebody wrote it down, because it's a doctrine of some state, because it's what the right party says or what the left party says or what the green or the red or the blue party says or what the donkey says or what the elephant says or what the bloody marsupilami says. It does not matter one bit what any of them say. So to sum it up, the solution is to stop wanting to control other human beings, which first requires the loss of fear of what other human beings might do, and the courage to speak up and deal with wrong behavior yourself. To quote Gustave de Molinari, anarchy is no guarantee that some people won't kill, injure, kidnap, defraud, or steal from others. Government is a guarantee that some will. Thanks very much, and have a lovely day.